catch by Jalen Daniel. Touchdown, Hurricanes!
Shooter taking a shot deep. Open target! Got it. Her third. From left to right. Sets off. Oh.
Down!
He wants to. He's going to step. He's going to go for the. It fell from the sky into air and icing.
Welcome to Columbus, Ohio, where tonight we close out week 2 from the shoe. Both teams looking to pick up win number 1 tonight, and it should be a close game right down to the end. It's the Georgia Bulldogs and the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's live right here on Twitch. Dave Murphy and Colt Patel here to bring you to the call. And this one, in Colt, Georgia lost a tight one last week, and the Buckeyes struggled. Who has the edge tonight?
Well, on the air at home, the first time in a while they've been underdogs at home. Ohio State is ready to play. Zaza 3 bits to start us off as well. Welcome in, and Nate. I'd say Ohio State can start at home, but UGA, a new offense maybe tonight as well. Going to be a fun one.
It should be tight. We'll see how things shake out. The weather could play a factor. A lot of wind here tonight, and you can see the rain coming down. And throw number 1 well off the mark from Logan Radloff here.
Yep, another note as well, Georgia, the farthest north they've ever traveled for a road game in their 2 seasons in the CFSL, and it's going to be a big factor tonight.
Here on the road, defense travels well. We'll see how that plays out tonight. John Carroll picking up 2 on second down, brings up a long 3rd and 8 here for Ohio State.
Yeah, just to note, Logan Radloff, the quarterback for Ohio State, needs 16 pass attempts tonight, become the 3rd ever Ohio State quarterback with 800 career attempts.
We'll probably see that mark hit tonight. In this one, down the middle of the field, it's a huge play for the Ohio State offense. Jalen Thomas, 58 yards inside the red zone.
Yeah, what a play, what a throw. I talked to 907 TJ, the AD for OSU. Nothing respect for Georgia, but this team, they have motivation. We're talking about it all day, being the underdogs at home when they've had a lengthy home winning streak. Certainly that big play to make a statement there.
Down inside the 15, mark it at the 14, 1st and 10 after the 58-yard pickup. Now Ohio State has to capitalize on that momentum they just built for themselves. And Radloff swinging it out wide, but that is going to lose 3 as Carroll winds up out of bounds.
Yeah, Georgia playing the edges really well to start off. Both to the left and right sideline, they have covered well so far.
So 2nd down and 13 now. Ball back at the 17-yard line. Going to throw it again, coming near side, and overshoots his receiver. Had a man open in the flat, but couldn't get it to him.
Yeah, again, Georgia maybe having the wind help them a little bit here. They're going to force the middle to be where they throw.
4 wide receivers, 3 to the top of the screen, looking, taking a shot to the end zone, wide open, and TJ Camden taps the toes for a Buckeyes touchdown.
Yeah, covering those sides is one thing, but if you can't stop the middle, well, they're going to throw right all over you. Ohio State opens up the scoring down the middle. 2 big plays on this drive really will be the difference maker, and Camden himself, the Alabama transfer, his first career touchdown as a Buckeye.
And that was a great throw to the back of the end zone to kind of follow up on the big throw down the middle of the field. And both plays coming on 3rd and longs, 1st and 2nd down, going the way of Georgia. Ohio State converting on 3rd. Big job there. Now Ray Flash, sophomore quarterback for this Georgia Bulldog team, and his freshman running mate Toby Kinnear in the backfield. Got to get something going here. Got to answer early, Cole.
Yeah, big drive here. Georgia needs to make a statement. Good, tough return for Perez as well. I was talking to Tack, the offensive coordinator for UGA, talking about a different team than the one that lost last week to Oregon. They're going to surprise some people, he says. You'll see a new Georgia offense this week.
Well, Georgia came out against Oregon. They were extremely balanced and did a good job running the football as well as throwing it. Just came up short of a comeback attempt. And they're going to go to Kinnear, first play of the ball game, up the middle, good for 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And setting the tone on the ground. We saw earlier tonight as well. I think both games started with a run. That's Georgia's strategy, it seems, as well.
So 3 wide receivers set. And they're going to go back to the ground. Kinnear looking for yardage, stiff-arming 1 defender before he's drugged down. Give him 3. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Valentino Villarreal, the sophomore, makes another big play. 8th in the CFSL. He's tied with 4 sacks already on the season.
So another one of those great defensive linemen that we see throughout the CFSL needing to play here. And Georgia trying to take a play out of Ohio State's book and hit the long ball on third down. And this one's knocked away. Georgia's going to go 3 and out and have to punt it away.
That's Langston, the freshman, almost an interception. Maybe the rain having something to do with that. Still, they're going to punt it away. But Langston, man, his first career deflection, I know he wanted to bring that in.
And it may actually help him that he didn't. Probably a little bit better field position off this punt return from Pope. But Ohio State's, Ohio State's offense back on the field now. 1st and 10, ball on the 44-yard line. Had a couple of big pass plays on their first drive. They're going to play action, and that one just kind of thrown out in the middle of nowhere. Some quick pressure from that Georgia defense.
Yeah, Georgia's going to need to keep that up, keep that pressure, especially here on the road.
So now 2nd down and 10. Read option, Radloff cutting it upfield, shaking one, still fighting for yardage. Drugged down just short of the midfield stripe. Give him 5, sets up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, manageable 3rd down. Good decision making here from the junior.
Yeah, junior quarterback has that extra year of experience under his belt there, Cole. And that should come into play. Yeah, for sure. And in a game like this, he's gonna call on that, I'm sure, against a tough Georgia defense. And he's able to get this one underneath to Jalen Thomas. Good for 8 and a 1st down.
Thomas, a junior as well. All of these receivers, Esteban, Hanna, Thomas, and Camden, the transfer upperclassmen. And you're right, Nate, that experience comes in handy.
Now, Wake and Blake trying to speak something into existence from the college football playoffs. I'm not sure it's going to come down to that if UGA cannot start covering his receivers downfield. Gregorio Esteban, 40 yards later, it's another 1st and goal Ohio State.
Well, with that catch, he becomes the first ever Buckeye with 2,500 career receiving yards. Esteban, a mainstay of this program, a Buckeye legend, and another milestone pass for the all-time receiving yards leader for the school.
Pulls it in and is drugged down at the 4. So 1st and goal Ohio State. Looking to go up by 2 touchdowns here early on. And Radloff gets down to the 2, dragging some defenders with him.
It doesn't get the touchdown, Esteban, so this is crucial here. Maybe they just run it in.
So 2nd and goal from the 2. Ohio State right up the middle, and that is a John Carroll touchdown for the Buckeyes.
Hey, sometimes the broadcaster jinx turns into a broadcaster foresight, though running it from the 3, not really a huge risk for me to take. Good run there, 14-0 lead, and Ohio State really, setting the tone here early.
Hey, listen, we've seen offenses line up and throw the football from the 1-yard line, so I never just assume a team is going to run it, even if they're that close to the goal line, at least not in the CFSL, Cole. But you're right. They did go to it here. John Carroll, the beneficiary. 2 great drives from Ohio State. How does Georgia answer now? They got to settle things down.
Well, it starts with a good drive here. Getting some points on the board is obviously something they want to do. But on defense, that middle of the field's been killer for them. Perez, a good return again. And Georgia, if they can get some points, and then on defense especially, really lock down that middle of the field, they'll be able to get back in this game.
In Georgia, 1 drive. They've had 3 plays. They've gone 5 yards. Ohio State has 2 drives and 2 touchdowns and big play after big play. Trying to settle things down here for Georgia. Complete over the middle. That's Jonathan Carr with the catch, 7 yards. It'll set up a 2nd and short.
Yeah, Kai Williams, another freshman on this Ohio State defense with that tackle as well. He had 2 tackles last week.
With 5:15 now and counting, 1st quarter. Ohio State already up 2 scores. Georgia looking to make some plays. And Kinnear catches the swing pass out of the backfield, and he stopped inches short of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, really good right sideline defense there for Ohio State. They're going to be covering just like Georgia was earlier.
With 3 wide receivers in the formation. Going to play fake it on 3rd and inches. And Flash trying to take off 1st down yardage and more, and does a good job sliding down to avoid the hit. Moves the chains, and that's a big 1st down for Georgia.
Yeah, that's Gavin McFadden as well, one of the harder hitters in the CFSL. Good decision to slide and Flash. Hey, he's 3rd in the CFSL with a QB rating of 162.5 entering tonight. He's made some good decisions early this season.
Again, 3 receivers going to go right up the middle. Kinnear, a lot of room to work, and he picks up 16. He was untouched until he was brought down.
And no surprise, Kinnear following in the footsteps of Perez. Obviously, he's still on the team on special teams here tonight. But Georgia, 2-6 last season, but one thing they did really well is that running game, and it's continuing here.
Starting to chew up a little bit of running room here in this drive. Again, looking to answer. Swung out underneath, complete, breaking a couple of tackles is Jonathan Carr. He's got 8 more yards on his second catch tonight.
A good catch by Carr. The other part of this, with the conditions, Georgia, a running team, might be getting some boosts here.
And now trying to take off his flash and finding a way to squeeze through the front line. And Ohio State looked like they had him hemmed in. Instead, it's a first down.
Yeah, another good decision to slide that. I think that was McFadden again, ready to really hit flash.
With 2 good scrambles and 2 great decisions sliding down. And going to try and get away here. No slide and avoids the huge hit, but Flash picks up 4 as he's finally drugged down.
That'd be Dickerson, the senior, taking him down eventually, but I thought that was going to be a sack. Ray Flash really using his legs effectively on this drive.
So drive number 2 has seen Georgia move it downfield, doing most of it with the running game. This time, Flash is swarmed under in the backfield. Griff Martin with the tackle for loss.
Yeah, Martin will get the credit, assisted as well by 2 other defenders. If you try to scramble, it's gonna, eventually not work out. That time, Pope as well assisting. And 3rd and 7, a big third down here for the Bulldogs.
Seems like a passing down here for Georgia. We'll see what they do. They will go to the air. No pressure from Ohio State's front line, and Danny Garcia takes advantage. 12 yards on the little out route, and it's a first down.
Yeah, excellent route there. Garcia only had 1 reception for 10 yards last week, so already a big impact in this first quarter.
Now empty set, 5 wide receivers. Flash going to take off. And can he find the edge? He will, to the 5 and inside the 5 and 1st and goal as he picks up the first down. Give him the 2-yard line, and Georgia looking to punch one in.
Yeah, speaking of freshmen as well, Leroy White saving the touchdown for Ohio State.
So 1st and goal. Got at least 3 shots at it here from the 3-yard line, and Flash on 1st down gets back to the line of scrimmage, and no more than that.
Yeah, last time it was White. This time it's Hill saving the touchdown for Ohio State.
You see the early yardage as Georgia's starting to even things up a little bit in that department. To Kinnear, and it's a walk-in touchdown, and the Bulldogs are on the board.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Just unapologetic, run it up the gut. And really, if you're Ohio State, there's not much you can do sometimes. As Uga, I think is how you pronounce it, Uga, on the field as well. And hey, it's a 7-point ball game, pending the PAT.
And that was a great answer drive as they finally were able to wake Uga up, give him something to cheer about. He was over there asleep in the rain. Someone get that poor thing a doghouse.
Yeah.
It's gonna start smelling out there. But the offense from Uga, they woke up as well. And it started with Ray Flash. It's not designed runs, Cole, but with the scramble. And now it's up to the Ohio State offense to do it again.
Well, Zaza, 3 bits. Thank you so much. And you see the plays and the points and the yards on screen here. And really, UGA, getting back into this, you're right, Nate. Great drive, great running ability on the fly from Flash.
And it's going to be the deep ball that this defense has to figure out how to stop. They haven't been able to do it quite yet in this ball game. And Jalen Thomas, another catch and another 6 yards. It'll set up a 2nd and 4.
Yeah, that's Sierra, by the way, the freshman. 14 tackles last week, and then a tackle here as well.
Probably a name we'll hear a lot tonight. Here's a quick wide receiver screen. Has some blocking, has a first down. TJ Camden, he had the touchdown earlier and gets a first down on this one.
And Esteban, unconventional, but good block there. Gets the first down.
Yeah, as long as it's not drawing a flag, it gets the job done. Who cares? And they're going to try and get the job done on the ground here with John Carroll. He's got 5, sets up a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Carroll and the Buckeyes showing they can run too. Maybe, hey, more running in this game than usual.
Oh, maybe the weather will play into that. We saw Pitt on YouTube earlier dominate with a good ground attack and get their first win of the year. John Carroll catches that one out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, manageable 3rd down. They might go to the ground, but look at those 2 receivers at the top of your screen.
Man coverage at the bottom, so we'll see how that plays in. Now they do shift their tight end out, sets up a 2-by-2. They're going to throw it over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That's going to force a punt.
Yeah, and again, really good defense. I said earlier, what do they have to get back in this game, Nate? It's really that middle of the field pass defense, and they were able to get some pressure. Sierra, part of that. A few other linebackers on that Georgia defense do it. And hey, here's the result. Uh-oh.
And that ball, probably a little bit of the effect of the wind there. Is that one not a great punt and winds up out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So we'll see if this Georgia offense can get rolling again. They ran the ball extremely well on their last drive on the way to the end zone. And this one, a dangerous throw. And that one in and out of the hands of just about everybody over there on that side of the field.
Yeah, I think Newman was the defender, deflected about 3 times.
And so we've got second down, and Kinnear up the gut fighting for yards, and he picks up 2. And to answer Corinth, I don't have the exact speed here tonight, but it's at least, 15 miles an hour?
Yeah, it's so for the very windy designation that we get from the Weather Center, it's at least 15 miles an hour.
So the wind will play a factor tonight in the special teams and the passing game for sure. This one dumped underneath, and Kinnear, a 3-yard catch, but they needed 8. So Ohio State returns the favor, forces a 3-and-out, and they'll get the ball right back.
Yeah, excellent aggressiveness here. We saw this especially on Twitch in the first game. Both teams trying to take that front 7, get those sacks. And Ohio State, good use of the blitz, good use of the pressure.
Force the dump off, and then Gerald Pope on the return of the punt, 11 yards. Sets Ohio State up now as they'll come back out on their own 32-yard line. Bradloff in the shotgun. Carroll offset to his right. They're going to go with a little bubble screen again. Some good blocking from the receivers on that far side. And Thomas takes advantage for 10 yards.
As a 3-star, Haston Kai gets credit with the tackle. But Thomas, really good matchup there. Gets a really nice catch.
And Stage Monkey, his first time chat, saying go Dogs. So we appreciate you joining us and talking with us here tonight as Georgia looking to come back. And that play, of course, the first down is going to stop the clock, but that will do it for the first quarter. Ohio State 14, Georgia 7 here from Columbus. Come on back. You're watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports right here on Twitch. Back inside the horseshoe, Ohio State with the football, trying to build on a 7-point lead. Draw play going nowhere. John Carroll rudely slung to the turf by Max Prime.
And Max Prime, the freshman, only 1 tackle. It was a TFL last week in the game against Oregon. Certainly, a huge recruit, 6'8", 275 from Augusta. They got some good golf down there and a big hit there.
Yeah, they play some pretty good golf down in Augusta from what I hear. They play some pretty good football in Georgia, especially on defense, and Radloff fortunate to get that one back.
That went off 3 different players, 1 in black, 2 in white and red.
So they live to see third down, but it's 3rd and long. Taking a shot, and that one in and out of the hands of Sean Adams. The problem for Radloff is Adams plays for UGA.
What a play, and maybe the weather a little bit a part of this, but Adams at one point was leading the CFSL last season in interceptions. I know he wanted to try to get his first.
So we know he's got good enough hands to start hauling those in. That one can't quite hold on to it. A great return and foot race. The punter slows him down, and that keeps Nicholas Perez from maybe finding the house on that one.
Yeah, Perez, I said last season on the podcast at one point, the best 4-star in the country. What a return.
Sets Georgia up in great field position, and here goes Ray Flash bouncing off one, stays in bounds, and is able to get it inside the 40 and pick up 5.
And that 3-headed dragon of Flash, Perez, and Kinnear really, taking Ohio State to task on the ground tonight.
So now 2nd down and 5. Going to have to swing it out in a hurry as Flash was hit as he let it go.
A good decision there. Excellent pressure from that Ohio State defense. Pope, the cornerback, blitzing there.
So 2 out of 4 on 3rd down early on here for Georgia. Need to convert here, and that one floats on Ray Flash just a little bit over the head of everybody, and it's decision time. Georgia's going to go for it.
Yeah, a little bit of wind, I think, on that last throw. Flash thinks he's got another chance in him.
2 to the top of the screen. We'll see which direction he looks. He's going that way. Open man, first down yardage, and Jonathan Carr moves the chains for Georgia.
Yeah, what a play. An excellent block by the freshman Joshua Sims. I think that was the difference. And hey, you got to shout out those blockers sometimes.
We'll see if they use those blockers here to start running the football a little bit more on this drive. They're going to pump fake and swing it out early, and it's Daniel Mutton, but he's going to lose a yard.
The sophomore had 2 catches last week. On that one, I almost think he should just hit it to the ground. Behind the arch, he knows he's got the defender there, but hey, Ohio State with a good defensive effort. Left side there, good tackle at the end by Dickerson.
Forcing the big tight end out of bounds and making it a 2nd down and 11. So behind the sticks here on 2nd down, and now they're going to go back to the ground game. Kinnear right up the middle, 11 yards, mark him just short of that 1st down.
A really nice run. I understands, I think that's the A gap, and eventually brought down by Pope, but a bunch of Ohio State guys and could not get him.
So now 3rd and inches. We'll see if they go right back to it. They go quarterback read, and to the outside is Flash. Inside the 10, fighting down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, Georgia.
And we saw this last drive in the red zone for Georgia. Stopped a few times by Ohio State. I think it was Hill saving the touchdown.
Well, they mark him down at the 8-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 8. Inside the 5 is Jonathan Carr. Good throw and catch there. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Few Ohio State Buckeyes will get credit. Flash, 8 of 12, looking for his first passing touchdown. And yeah, they do credit to White.
Leroy White already up to 6 tackles here in the 1st half. Read option, and this was well defended by Ohio State that time. Ray Flash going to lose 4.
That's Langston. He almost had the interception in the 1st quarter. Now a crucial play on 2nd goal.
So that'll set up a 3rd and goal back at the 7-yard line. Probably a throwing situation here for the Georgia offense. 4 wide receivers. And they'll set up the screen. Can they get the blocking out in front? Not a chance. Kinnear with a 1-yard loss on that, and he was hit hard by that Ohio State defense.
Well, maybe a long-term prediction here, but McFadden, maybe the hardest hitter in the CFSL, or one of the hardest hitters, and he gets a big lick in there, forces the field goal, but hey, it's a 4-point game if they can get it in.
So trying to put this one through the pipes, and does. That's Taylor Bill, and it is a 4-point ball game. As you mentioned, Ohio State jumped out to a 14-0 lead in a hurry. Georgia's clawed their way back, got it 10 unanswered of their own, and again they're going to look to their defense to give them a chance here once again. And a huge return, a hurdle, and it's one man to beat, and he's able to drag him down. That is a huge touchdown-saving tackle by Kyle Connors.
Yeah, Lexington, Kentucky native freshman Connors, a 5-star recruit, and that would have been extremely bad for the Georgia defense.
Well, that could start turning the momentum back towards Ohio State, but Radloff trying to take off and has no room to go. Nick Castle is able to drag him down in the backfield for his 1st sack.
And not only his first sack in his career, so congratulations to him. Good play, good read, big hit.
So a 2nd down and 15, ball all the way back now to the 46-yard line of Ohio State. 3 wide receivers set, and they will go read option. Radloff gets those yards he lost back, and that is it. 6-yard pickup there. He's got 8 yards on the night, and it's a 3rd and long here for Ohio State.
Now, that'll be Zach Knight, Seattle native sophomore on the hit. A few assisting him as well, but Georgia playing a little bit aggressive here. 3 of 5 on 3rd down for Ohio State, looking for 4 of 6.
Now 3 to the bottom of the screen, and Radloff looking to throw, hit, and he will go down. I thought he might get that ball out of there, but Roy Hart had other ideas, and he's got his 1st sack of the night.
And that 2-pronged defensive tackle front with Castle and Hart made the difference on this drive. And both of them looking for some fun and some big hits, and they delivered. 1st sack of the season for him as well.
No, it's not a lot of fun if you're Logan Radloff. You see those 2 big boys running at you on consecutive plays, and Georgia gets the ball back. 4:58 here and counting first half. Nicholas Perez can't get away this time. And there you see Tyson Steele. We haven't called his name tonight. That's a guy that Georgia's probably going to want to get involved here as we go along.
Yeah, one of the top recruits last offseason. Detroit, Michigan native Steele, a big factor and someone they need to get some balls to.
They will look to throw it here, taking a shot to the sideline, complete, breaking a tackle, and there it is on cue. Tyson Steele, it's like they heard us. One catch, 19 yards, and a first down.
I think maybe whoever puts those graphics on the screen has like some kind of foresight. That's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the AI just knows exactly what's going on. Somebody called the right play at the right time for Georgia, that's for sure. And this one dumped underneath. Jonathan Carr, we've called his name a lot. He's got 5 catches here in the first half for 35 yards.
And sometimes that's what you got to do, you know, play what the receiver that's hot. White, his 7th tackle as well. Shout that out. 2nd and 3, and Georgia maybe going in the air a little bit more this drive.
All right, so here we go, guys. Who wants to wager some channel points? How daring are you tonight? Who wins, Ohio State or Georgia? You're going to have 5 minutes when they get that up in chat. There it is, and Georgia looking to convert here. 2nd and short to the sideline, and Joshua Sims taps the toes and moves the chains.
And that pair, Steele and Sims, coming over as freshmen to this Bulldogs offense, gives it another dimension. Last season, it really seemed they could only run. Now they can throw and run, and what a play.
And when you can start to balance things out, you give the defense a lot to chew on. It makes it harder to stop you. And this one dumped underneath, complete, shaking off a one defender and another. Daniel Mutton, 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, the sophomore, really good catch. Flash, 13 of 17 as well. No touchdowns in the air yet, but a good, efficient first half for him.
So 3 wide receiver set. He's going to go back to the ground. Flash getting hammered in the backfield. Griff Martin ran right over the quarterback.
Yeah, as soon as I talk about Flash, he takes a really nasty hit there. The transfer from LSU via Iowa, Martin Jr., and a big play there for him. His first CFL was a Buckeye.
And Corinth, you know the deal. Make sure you screenshot that and get that sent out to Frosty so you can get your hat. Congratulations on getting some of that sweet CFSL merch that they provide. And now Georgia picking up a big first down on that throw, sets them up inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line. Pistol formation. You're going to bring a fullback in, play fake. They're going to dump it off to him, and it's completed to Daniel Mutton again. 4 more yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, and Mutton, a really nice catch on the left side. Over 100 passing yards now in this half for Flash. Good response there after the big hit.
So 2nd down and 6 as we reach the 3-minute mark here in the first half. Georgia has scored 10 unanswered points after Ohio State started things off on fire and scored the first 14. Can Georgia put more on the board? They're going for the sideline. Double coverage. Braden Taylor had it in his hands. Probably should have been running the other direction with it.
Yeah, the senior still looking for his first interception this season. Maybe the rain played a part. That would have been a huge play.
Somebody break out the stick 'em on the sidelines. It ain't going to stop raining tonight. To the back of the end zone, and this one is picked off. You keep playing with fire, and eventually you get burned. And Ohio State comes up with a big turnover there. That's Corey Dickerson.
Yeah, Dickerson read this one like a book. First interception of the season for the senior, and what a play.
So Georgia missing out on a chance to close the gap or take the lead, and now Ohio State trying to get the ground game going, and Carroll is going to wish that he didn't see Kirby Sierra running right at him like that.
Yeah, what a hit by Sierra, and I'll add on for Dickerson, now tied for 3rd all time on the Ohio State interceptions list for the career.
Now, congratulations to Dickerson as he starts to climb that career ladder with the interceptions, and now under some pressure. And arm was going forward, but he never let go of the ball. So Sierra back-to-back big plays in the backfield, and Georgia's defense has come to life here after the first 2 Ohio State drives.
And we talked about Sierra a little bit in the first quarter. Now back-to-back plays, first career sack for the freshman, and hey, a lot of stuff happening for the first time in week 2.
So here we go, 3rd and 17. Ohio State needs another big play. They've hit a few here in the first half already. Looking in the pocket and off his back foot. Can't get enough on it to get it out to the receiver. So a huge 3 and out after the interception.
Yeah, really nice defense here by the Bulldogs, keeping Ohio State inside the 20. Punt position is going to be a big factor here.
And this one should be around midfield, and it's muffed. But they had some decent field position in their back pocket, and they can't hold on to the punt. And maybe the wind and the rain playing a part in that one as well.
Definitely weather might be a factor. Perez before that was having an awesome day on special teams.
So 1st and 10, just under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Georgia looking to get back get into the lead for the first time, and that one to Kinnear. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, but since going up 14-0 on that first 2 drives, Georgia 10-0 since then.
And looking for some more, but Flash again under pressure in a hurry, and Villarreal with his first sack tonight.
Going up the CFSL leaderboards on that one, and really just not much you can do if you're Flash. He's had some good runs tonight. When you got that guy going at you with that speed, there's not much you can do but get ready.
One of those lookout blocks from his offensive lineman. And like you said, nothing Ray Flash could do about it. 3rd and 14, taking a shot down the seam, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Looked like another Georgia big play, but Dallas Jordan couldn't quite hold it.
Drew Lake, the safety as well for Ohio State, might have had a chance on that. Ohio State, they forced the punt, though, and now 1.5 minutes left. And this is a defensive ball game right now, Nate.
Yeah, and it didn't look like it was going to turn into that here after the Ohio State opening 2 possessions. They went right downfield with 3 or 4 different big plays, put up 14 quick points. Georgia's defense has figured some things out. So we'll see with 1:25 to go if Ohio State can find another one of those big plays. Back to pass, has some time, dumps it underneath, complete for 7 yards. They'll set up a 2nd and short.
That's the other middle linebacker, J.J. Reed. We'll call his name for the first time tonight.
So this Georgia linebacking core making some plays. They're coming with a corner blitz. They throw to that side, wide open with some room to work is Jalen Thomas, 15 and a first down.
Yeah, Thomas has been really good tonight. 5 receptions, 97 yards. About half of Radloff's throws tonight going to him, at least if they're completed. 1st and 10 Ohio State, thanks to him.
And now they don't have to hurry up so much. They got the ball across midfield inside the 45. They will spread things out 2-by-2 set. Screen incoming, and they've got some blocking out in front. And Carroll gets it out of bounds after a pickup of 5, and they can save the 2 timeouts still.
A smart play. Carroll, actually, he had negative yards. It looked like he gets his first positive yardage so far.
And again, 2-by-2, spreading things out. Carroll over to the right. And they're going to go to the left, complete. Jalen Thomas again, 6 yards, first down, and out of bounds.
Yeah, hits the century mark. Look for him, maybe on that left side again.
They got one receiver at the top of the screen in one-on-one coverage. They're going to motion the tight end across. Looking that direction, then comes back underneath to Carroll. And the ball's loose. And Ohio State able to fall on it with 54 seconds left. They call their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, Nate, when that Georgia player picked it up, I thought he was like running the other way. I thought he had it.
Yeah, you must have ran right by it. Lost the ball in the crowd on the ground there. And this one complete. Do they get the first down yardage? They will. Thomas able to fight back and get the first down, and they'll hurry things to the line.
Yeah, what a sequence there for Thomas as well.
Now 3 receivers in the set. A lot of gassed receivers right now for Ohio State. Looking to make one more big play here, but not going to make it on this one. Radloff is dropped. He's going to lose 5. Max Prime with the sack.
Yeah, and they're going right back to it.
And all the receivers coming back from the end zone. Barely time to get set before they snap it again. And again, Logan Radloff tries to scramble, but he's dropped. This time it's Mike Donlin.
And they're going to run back again, maybe 1 or 2 more chances here. They're going to let the clock run.
3rd down and 16, complete, and they'll have to use their timeout here, I think, or they're going to have to snap it quick on the field goal.
Yeah, they're just going to get the unit out there.
Yeah, they were able to get him out there almost instantaneously. It's amazing how that works sometimes. This one, a 39-yard field goal, up and good. Greg Owens puts it between the pipes as time runs out in the first half. And it was an interesting half, to say the least, Cole, as Ohio State, the first 14, they got the last 3, and in between, Georgia rattled off 10 in a row. Talk us through what you saw there in the first half.
Definitely a back-and-forth game so far here in Columbus, and a great game to end Thursday and this week 2. Georgia with some big plays. Ohio State, I would say, with some bigger plays. You see there the replay of their big plays in the first quarter. And really that touchdown by TJ Camden, the difference. They also had the other one as well to make it 14-0. And then, obviously, as you said, Nate, 14-10, come back by Georgia. They're within 7, forced the field goal, but Ohio State has to be comfortable with this lead in this weather, looking to maybe get out to another 2-score lead if they can just, get some plays right to start the second half.
Here you see the yardage up on your screen. The passing game has done it for Ohio State. Georgia, as we expected, a little bit more balanced. They also control time of possession by a couple of minutes. They have turned it over, and it was the big play in the end zone when it looked like Georgia was actually going to grab the lead. Ohio State able to take it away. Corey Dickerson with the pick. And I believe Georgia gets the ball to start, so a chance to come right out here and tie this thing right back up with a good drive.
Yeah, that'd be huge if they could tie it.
And we will see what the game plan is, and I would imagine they're going to continue to balance things out. Ray Flash has done excellent running the football, especially on non-designed quarterback runs, and Toby Kinnear has gotten his as well. They're going to get the ball to start here after a good Perez return at about the 21.
Yeah, good return for him. He had a late miscue in the second quarter, as we recall, so he gets off to a good start as well.
And now Georgia looking to make a couple of plays of their own. They've given up some big plays. They'd love to get one. And under pressure, Flash trying to get away, and Will now gets it cut up field across the 30, just short of the first down, just past the 30, inside the 31.
Yeah, excellent run, excellent awareness by Flash. I'll talk about, though, Dickerson. I think he was trying to force a fumble there.
He was definitely flying across like a heat-seeking missile. Couldn't quite jar it free. But it's a good thing Dickerson got there, because there wasn't a whole lot of other black jerseys on that side of the field. So Ray Flash would have had a lot of room to run. Now Kinnear straight up the middle. He's got about 5 before he's touched, and he's dropped right there.
Kinnear only has 42 yards on the ground, but those, short first down runs, that's what's keeping Georgia in this game right now.
Only 42, but it almost feels like he's got more than that. He's made a couple of nice runs and a great catch. Danny Garcia sliding to the turf, reaching back. Somebody clipped that. That's a pretty nice looking catch there on first down.
Yeah, maybe the rain played a part, but that's a fun one.
Yeah, holy catch is right as we go a little old school Batman reference. And boy, after the Garcia catch, we see an easy catch that's dropped. It'll be 3rd and inches.
And that was Garcia again, it looks like.
3rd down and short. They just sneeze and fall across the line to gain, but they're in the shotgun. They're going to throw for it, and Flash decides otherwise. He's going to take off, and he put it on the turf, and it's another Georgia fumble, and this time Ohio State is able to recover.
Yeah, big hit. It looks like McFadden recovered it. We're going to see on the replay who actually got the ball out. But what a play, what a turnover, and yes, Ohio State going to get it. Kai Williams, the freshman, getting his first career forced fumble.
A big play from Kai Williams in this Ohio State defense. Turnover number 2 that they forced here tonight. They had the interception in the end zone. They get this one to set their offense up right at midfield. So we'll see if Logan Radloff can take advantage. Press coverage from the corners, but they're going to go read option, and Radloff is going to lose 2 on that one.
J.J. Reed gets his first TFL of the season, gets back. The Florence, Kentucky native, we talked about him in the first half, making a difference here.
Those Georgia corners were pressed up tight, looked like man coverage. Ohio State may have missed a chance to take another deep shot. We'll see what they go to here on 2nd and 12. They will throw it and swing it out complete. Picking up 4, getting it to 3rd and 8, but paying the price for it was John Carroll.
Yeah, Carroll's had a few good receptions out in that kind of formation. Yeah, you said it, Nate. What a hit.
It was Kirby Sierra.
Oh, Sierra, excuse me.
Yeah, he went over there and made sure Carroll remembered that he's not going to want to do that again. And this one thrown to the sideline, complete. Arthur Hanna's got 5, but he needed 8. So Ohio State in no man's land here. Will they punt it? They will. Maybe trying to play some field position here with the bad weather.
If you can pin Georgia inside the 10 for a running offense like Georgia, that's going to be brutal.
And this one towards the sideline, but in the field of play. So fielded and brought out to the 20 by Nicholas Perez. Only a 3-yard gain, but saving some field position there for Georgia. And it will be actually marked almost at the 21, as you can see the first down line there. And 5 wide for Georgia. Going to completely spread it out and try and throw for it. Complete out near the 30 to about the 29 goes Gary Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison will get on the board for the first time tonight as well. Just go to that right side. Actually, that'll be his first catch of the season for the Lafayette, Louisiana native.
We'll call it 2nd and 1. It's a very long one here, almost 2, and into triple coverage. Ray Flash is going to be lucky to get that one back.
Dickerson, maybe the 3rd or 4th time tonight, you almost had an interception.
But now 3rd and 1. Another 3rd and short for Georgia. They weren't able to pick up the last one. This time they go to Kinnear, and he's not going to get there. Great job by this Ohio State front 7, making sure he gets no further than the line of scrimmage. And Georgia, again, 3 and out and punting the ball away.
The chat said it. Huge stop for the Buckeyes. Tilley Jr. started it, the senior 3-star from Tuscaloosa. And Leroy White, we called his name tonight. A huge stop, a huge play, ending a huge defensive drive, for Ohio State.
And we're seeing some defensive highlights here, and we've talked about it a couple of times already, Cole. After the first 2 drives from Ohio State, where they hit a couple of deep passes over top of this Georgia defense, both defenses have really locked in. Not a lot of room for either offense to operate.
They see the graphic there. 7 hurries by this Georgia front 7. They've really gotten Radloff, out of sorts. Only 17 points on the board. The weather factor, too.
Weather factor, defenses playing hard and going at it again. Complete on the screenplay, and somehow Carroll loses a yard, but it could have been and probably should have been worse than that.
Yeah, Max Prime right there takes it. That's a pick 6. No question.
Yeah, I mean, you got a big boy trying to run downfield. The only question would be, can the small guys that can catch him actually bring him down and tackle him? I don't know if Max Prime is going to outrun all those Buckeyes that were close enough to potentially catch him. Either way, 2nd down and 11. Under duress is Logan Radloff again, and he is sacked. Zach Knight gets his first sack of the night.
Yeah, Knight able to really recognize the pressure there. Offensive line trying to make those adjustments, no matter his first sack of his sophomore season.
Max Prime OD'd on Twinkies before the game. So apparently that is just a corpse running around making plays for this Georgia defense. Screenplay again, and got 1 block, runs over 1 man, and then is hit hard. John Carroll finds 4 yards, but is well short of the 4th down the first down. And again, one of these defenses steps up and makes a big play. J.J. Reed, another tackle.
Yeah, Reed that time. Ohio State will punt it, and Georgia, despite the struggles on offense the second half, will get another chance here.
So still down 7. Score hasn't changed since we came out of the locker room. These defenses locked in, and we've got ourselves a heck of a battle to finish out week 2 here. Georgia looking to put points on the board, at the very least cut into this 7-point lead. Not the way they wanted to start this drive. Kinnear dropped in the backfield by Griff Martin.
Yeah, really good read here by this Ohio State defense. Send Martin, the linebacker, up the middle. The offensive line didn't pick up the block. 2nd and 11, as you said, Nate.
And here we go, 2 by 2 out of the pistol. Kinnear directly behind Flash. He's going to get the call up the middle and finds 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 7. And the way these defenses are playing, these 3rd downs become even bigger as we go along.
Saw the 4 of 12 at the bottom of your screen. The other part, Georgia running too much here. I think they're overusing the run.
The 3rd and 7, going to have to throw it here, and Flash, no time to get rid of it. Good coverage downfield, and eventually Alex Hill able to get home. And again, Georgia going to be forced to punt.
Hill gets his first sack of his senior season. and flash under some pressure. And when you know they're going to throw it, you can do that. Ohio State masterclass on defense tonight, 10 points allowed. It continues here. This defensive battle is becoming an all-time one, at least for this season.
We've seen some good games. We saw an extremely exciting 54-51 game in week 1. I don't think we're going to reach that kind of status, but it could be just the same sort of excitement going down the stretch as Ohio State clinging to a 1-score lead and a chance to go extend that lead here. 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. 2 receivers top of the screen, 2 tight ends in the formation for Ohio State. Radloff checking something off, and he's going to take off and run, gets it across the 35 out to the 39, pick it up a 3.
Now, speaking of that 54-51 game, you say that now, but chaos on Tuesday or earlier tonight is any indication. Maybe the defense score a few times. You never know.
I'm sure there's a possibility that the offenses start lighting things up. But right now, the defenses have really come to play. And Majesty, I'm not even going to count those up. That's a ton of bits. Yeah, well, I don't know how your Alabama math is quicker than even my West Virginia math. But I appreciate that, Cole. And we appreciate the bits from Mike. And, 2100, you were corrected. Thank you for that, Frosty, as you popped up in our chat box. And Georgia, a big play there on defense. They're going to get the ball back, and again, a chance to go tie this game up.
I was going to have a smart comment after Mike was making fun of my math skills earlier, but I guess he wins this battle.
That happens a lot between you and Mike. Yeah, Mike winning this. I mean,
thanks.
You're going into a battle of wits, and you're unarmed, Cole. It doesn't do you a lot of good. Right now, the offense is not doing a whole lot of good on either side. These defenses playing extremely well, and maybe even a little bit better than we would have expected coming in. Ohio State's defense looking to make a couple more plays here and get back off the field, and there's a good start for the Ohio State defense. Ray Flash trying to get to the edge. Griff Martin says, not on my watch.
Yeah, another defensive play. I mean, broken record at this point, Nate. And Ohio State especially continues to really attack that line of scrimmage. You see, again, 7 in that box. They're ready for the run.
And a fully loaded pistol for Georgia. Kinnear gets the call, breaks off a 1, and he's got some room, still fighting. Picks up 13. He'll be just short of a first down, but a much more manageable 3rd and 1 here.
Villarreal took Near by the back and just slammed him to the ground. What a play.
Save the first down, at least for now. 3rd and 1. And he's going to save the first down for another drive as Flash once again slung to the turf. It's Dickerson. He's made play after play tonight. You see 8 tackles, 1 for a loss. What they didn't show there was the interception as well. So another big play, and Ohio State going to get the football back.
That combo of Martin, Villarreal, and Dickerson this drive, again, Ohio State will not let Georgia get past the 50. I don't think at all this half.
I think the first or the second drive when Georgia wound up pumping, they were across midfield because Ohio State recovered it around midfield. But that's been it. I don't even think they've been past the 45. So outstanding defense, especially in this half for Ohio State. Georgia's defense, though, has been just as good. Max Prime, 3 tackles for loss, and a sack on the night for him.
Maybe ask some of the Georgia players in chat. Do you call him Optimus Prime in the locker room?
Oh, that one was too obvious, Cole. I expected better than you, or better from you. And this one thrown, I don't even know where to. That one hit the Georgia sideline, not a receiver in the area.
Mike giving the answer in chat. Yeah, maybe, but also not. I don't know. I have puns sometimes like that.
And this one thrown towards the sideline, complete 10 yards on 4th and 12, doesn't quite get it done. So a nice throw and catch, but once again, a defense steps up, makes some plays, and forces a 3-and-out. Ohio State going to punt it back.
And if I'm Ohio State, I almost want to go for it there at midfield, but I'm not the coach there. They punted away, and good punt here, too.
A decent punt. Perez gets 7 yards. And I don't necessarily disagree with that, Cole. The way your defense is playing, Georgia hasn't got anything going. You only need 2 yards. You might as well take a shot at it. you might give up some field position, but again, your defense has been playing well. But Kinnear, a little stutter step, winds up picking up 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. We've seen them in 2nd and 3rd and shorts and not convert these before. Can they do it here?
Well, Ohio State, the last, I'll call it 3 or 4 drives this quarter, really attacking that line of scrimmage as we were talking about. Look at that front 6 there in that box.
And they're creeping in. They know what's coming. Here comes Kinnear, but he will get the 1st down and fights for a little bit more. 6 yards on that run, and it'll be a 1st down for Georgia.
And what a run there by Kinnear. Veteran move to go to that right side of that box. 1st down.
And we see the total yardage. Georgia's actually climbed back in it and taken the lead in the yardage mark. Flash bouncing off defenders and slides down to avoid McFadden. A great job there.
He learned his lesson. You do not want to get hit by McFadden. Already the forced fumble in the fumble recovery by McFadden. Don't want to test it.
Fully loaded shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Play fake on 2nd and 6. They're going to get this one out to Nicholas Perez out of the backfield. 10 yards out to that midfield stripe. So they're at it again, Cole, for just the 2nd time this half.
And what a play there by Perez on that sideline.
1st and 10, ball actually marked at the 49 of Ohio State. Georgia right down the middle of the field. Tyson Steele, haven't called his name enough. Just his 2nd catch of the night, but that one good for a 1st down.
And what a catch. Speaking of Steele, he gets gifted a sub by Mike in chat. Thank you for that. Links in his 5th tackle as well.
So Georgia with 30 seconds to go here in the 2nd half on their best drive of the half. Hit as he lets it go and nearly intercepted. Gavin McFadden's been all over the place. Nearly made the interception.
That's the 2nd time tonight. I think Ohio State defender's been hitting the helmet.
Maybe slipping right through the hands. The ball getting a little bit slick here. Kinnear right up the gut. Holds on to the football, and it's 3rd down and 4. Big play coming up here for Georgia's offense.
Yeah, and Ohio State, they've been really great all night, unable to stop them so far, and this might be their biggest play yet.
And what might be the last play of the 3rd quarter, trying to get it to the outside and will not. Nicholas Perez dropped in the backfield. It will be 4th and 3, and when we come back to start the 4th quarter, it will be decision time for Georgia. It's 17-10, Ohio State on top. You're watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports right here on Twitch. So as the 4s go up in chat, the offense for Georgia comes out for 4th down. 4th and short, they're going to go ground game up the middle, and Toby Kinnear can find nothing. Right back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Ohio State takes over on downs.
Paxton by 1st time chat. Mike, thanks for another gifted sub. But yeah, what a stop there by Ohio State.
And now trying to come back out and get some points to extend this lead. Tried to set up the screen, nothing doing. Carroll gets dropped in the backfield.
2nd and 15, and I understand the play call here for Ohio State, but that Georgia defense has been getting you behind the line of scrimmage all half. Maybe, well, we'll see what they do here. They definitely are under the gun now.
Well, 2nd down and 15. We'll see if they open things up. And they will throw for it here, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and a good job by the defender maybe getting a piece of that one.
As Hannah, the senior, just unable to bring it in.
So 3rd and 15. Can Ohio State come up with another one of those big plays here? Running out of time, taking the shot downfield, and this one is intercepted. So the Georgia defense comes up with their 1st turnover of the night, and really at worst, that's a long punt for that Ohio State offense, but could start to swing some of that momentum.
It's going to be Stephen Lee, a freshman, another 1st tonight. We've been using that line all night. Lee, 1st career interception, couldn't have come at a bigger time.
I think by week 4, we'll stop seeing some of these first. There'll still be a few, but not as many as we've seen here in the first couple of weeks. Flash rolling out and dumps it off underneath, picks up 3. Might have been better off if he just takes off and runs that one himself.
Well, under some pressure, and this late in the game, go to your receiver. You're talking about those firsts later in the season. I always love like week 7, a senior getting a first interception or something. My favorite kind of first to call out.
We'll chalk that up as offenses don't want to test them. And week 7,
exactly.
They finally run out of options. So 2nd down and 7, Georgia being tested here, trying to come back. And Flash, finding some room to work, holds onto the football as he's hit hard, picks up 12 and a first down.
And, the AD 34-7 chat of Ohio State saying the offense looked so good in the first 2 drives, and now not much since then.
I'll credit that to the defense. Both defenses that have come to play here tonight. And Villarreal, another big tackle. This one after a gain of 3 for Kinnear.
Right at midfield, Georgia moving the ball well. No points yet this half to show for it, though.
So now pistol set. They're going to slide their tight end across the formation. They will throw for it on 2nd and 7. Flash changes his mind, taking off on the scramble, picks up first down yardage. After a gain of 10, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 41.
Great vision there. McFadden, again, another big hit, but really Flash has been the driver on offense tonight for Georgia.
And now going up the middle to Kinnear, and he's got some room to work. Give him 8 yards on first down. So a 2nd down and 2. This is a big drive going on right now for Georgia.
Yeah, this running game really wearing out this Ohio State defense, now showing some cracks.
So 52% of y'all said Ohio State was going to win this. 119K plus on the channel points predicted tonight. Flash trying to steal some of those channel points away for the Georgia faithful. He picks up another first down, and Georgia on a big drive here.
Well, if they score here, it's a completely new ball game. Look at maybe that right side to start.
And Mike trying to morph in time over there. And this is a big run from Ray Flash. I don't know what Mike would turn into. Which Power Ranger do you think Mike is?
I'm going to be honest. Power Rangers won the shows. I did not see a lot of. Maybe the blue one? I don't know.
Oh, Mike is definitely not the smart one in the group. So this one right up the middle. Perez, 9 yards near the first down marker. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Georgia just a couple yards away now from tying things up.
SS Killer seems to agree with me.
Well, Blake says he's the pink one, but that just ruins every childhood fantasy I ever had. And now Perez gets the first down inside the 2, down to the 1. It'll be 1st and goal, Georgia.
What a play by Georgia, but oh my goodness, I understand that now.
Oh, Mike thought it was the Flash, so he doesn't even know what he's over there repping. Mike a bit too old to know the Power Rangers. He probably wasn't watching those kinds of things when the Power Rangers were popular. And defense in this one popular, Cole, another big stop at the line of scrimmage.
What a stand here by Ohio State. They know they can't let them score.
A 2nd and goal. And read option, Flash dropped in the backfield. It's another big play from one of these defenses. This time Leroy White, his 15th tackle, and maybe none bigger than that one right there.
Well, he had 5 tackles, just 5 last week. I think the biggest difference on defense is getting guys like White, these freshmen, really comfortable, and just what a play, what a day for him.
And on 3rd and goal, Flash going down, loses 7. Villarreal once again in the backfield, his 2nd sack of the night.
Yeah, nice hit there. And just adding on to that, the single game record for Ohio State for tackles in a game is 24, but 2nd place is 18, and that's in reach right now.
So because of the sack, or the last 2 plays really where they've done nothing but lose yardage, Georgia forced into a position that on 4th and goal, they don't have a choice. They have to kick the field goal. It is up and good. So Taylor Bill puts it between the pipes, 17-13. Not the ending to that drive, though, Cole, that Georgia really wanted. And I don't know the way these defenses are playing if they're going to get a better shot than that.
I'll be honest, and maybe I'm not the best person to decide this. I would have gone for it on 4th and goal there. I think 3 isn't going to help you here.
I agree. Because of the way these two defenses are playing, I don't know that there's long drives left in either of these offenses. And Georgia hasn't shown that they can hit the big play yet tonight. Ohio State has, and here comes another one right down the sideline, inside the 30 to the 25. Gregorio Esteban with another big play.
Well, that's the other thing I didn't even mention. If Georgia had tied it, then if Ohio State scores here, it's still a one-score game. But now if Ohio State scores, it's a two-score game and pretty much game over.
Let's see if they go back and look at that. As he turned down the sideline, he was pretty close to the white, and they're not going to look at it. So Ohio State may be catching a break there. 1st and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. I formation, they go right up the middle, and Carroll, they will squeeze out 2 on that carry.
And Carroll certainly only 7 rushing yards tonight. Ohio State's been in the air when they can, but the weather, I think, may be a part of why it's only a 4-point lead.
And then Georgia can come up with a couple of plays here, maybe force a field goal. They can keep it to a 1-possession game. Jalen Thomas and this offense has different ideas, though. That's a 1st down, and Ohio State has it 1st and goal.
And Thomas, maybe not quite, player of the week material tonight, but I want to shout that out. 122 receiving yards in the rain against a Georgia defense that's playing so well. And I'm going to give him a shout out, at least from the booth here.
And I believe he had the first one in that first drive, the big play that set him up at 1st and goal. And trying to find the end zone is Radloff, but he's going to get dropped in the backfield. And Sierra has his 2nd sack of the night.
Kirby Sierra, good, vision, gets out to that right side, sees the quarterback trying to run for it, saves the touchdown.
And if I'm Logan Radloff, I know I'm trying to make a play, but maybe you dump that off to that receiver in the flat. Even if you lose the same amount of yards or don't pick up much more than that, it saves Logan Radloff a hit. But he's still back there slinging it to the end zone. And this is TJ Camden for the 2nd time tonight, and the Buckeyes extend the lead.
That is almost, I won't say, it's over yet, but the play that's really going to end it. Camden started the scoring for Ohio State, and now he might have just finished it. Under 4 minutes to go, UGA can get an onside kick or any of these other desperate moves, but that's really the moniker there. They got to go desperate now.
Well, I mean, you called it just before this drive started. Going for it on 4th down might have been the best move for Georgia. The field goal at this point now, it does nothing. It is still a 2-possession game, and you need big plays that you haven't come up with yet tonight from your offense, as this one booted nearly out of the back of the end zone.
Well, the other part of this, at least for Georgia, they're going to have to throw it deep now, make some passes they haven't been trying before, and the weather is not on their side right now for that.
And clearly the wind in their face going this direction as that kick nearly sailed out of the back of the end zone. So a lot going against Georgia here to start this drive, but Joshua Sims, a catch for 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
I will say this, Nate, though, if they can get a big throw here, get a touchdown within a minute, they just need to stop, and they're right back in it.
Yeah, if they can score quickly, they may not have to go to the onside kick, but they're going to have to maybe take the run plays out of the playbook at this point. Ray Flash, another lost yardage play. Braden Taylor with the stop.
Clock's still running on this one. That's the big part. I understand, staying with what your DNA is tonight. The weather certainly is a factor, but Flash cannot take a TFL there.
Well, 4 out of 16 on 3rd downs. This is 3rd and 7. Gonna have to throw for it here. 3 wide receivers set, and they swing the tight end out as well. And this one nearly intercepted. Kai Williams had his hands on it.
They had the forced fumble earlier, and he might have just, they're going to go for it on 4th down, but he definitely, what a blow there.
I don't think you have a choice. Down 2 scores, 3:19 to go. Again, might be one of those situations where you're not going to get it back very much more often. And Dallas Jordan made the catch, but he ran the route half a yard short of the 1st down marker. Ohio State takes over again on downs.
Going back to that 4th and goal, that's why you go for it, so you don't have to go for it there.
And now right up the middle, Ohio State just salting this one away now. John Carroll, his best run of the night, good for 18.
And if this is it, Connor's his 5th tackle as well. I think Georgia played excellent here. On the road, really, really great offense and awesome defense. But Ohio State, these big plays made the difference, especially in that first half.
Well, the first two drives, there were two or three big passes that Ohio State was able to hit without any Georgia defenders really around the receivers. It set the tone early, but again, you mentioned their defense really kind of tightened the screws up a little bit, made some plays, kept them in it. It was just the offense, Cole, not enough explosive plays, even though they were able to drive the ball well. And I'll let you get into that here in a second. As second down, or 1st and 10, excuse me, that one should have been dumped off. Instead, it's thrown away.
Yeah, really, the running game was doing well, but you need more than that. Also, shout out, the 70+ still here, at the end of Thursday night. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Yeah, we love the support, and again, thank you for that. There's a sack, Logan Radloff going down, and as you mentioned that, we should take a second to thank some of the viewers here. Bucknut Ballard, 34 Sav, SG Easty, of course Mike here, AMK, Joey Zaza, and everybody else, Blue Kush, Atlantis. We appreciate you joining us, and as Cole said, here on your Thursday night to close things out, it's been a great week, another great week of CFSL action, and we look forward to week 3 coming up next week. Cole, conference play starts, and for a lot of people really looking forward to this, it's the return of Maction.
It's a lot of excitement there. I know the Fantasy Football Channel has been talking about it all week, and as they run the clock down here, certainly the podcast tomorrow is going to be, or next week, excuse me, is going to be a lot of fun.
And going for the end zone, incomplete. So Georgia's defense buckles down again, forces a stop. So Cole, it's not quite over yet. 1:47 to go at worst if this goes through, and we'll see. It's up and good. So Greg Owens, another field goal here tonight. 27-13, 1:44 to go. Cole, still only a 2-score game. Might be a miracle if they pull this off, but they're not quite dead yet.
Yeah, statistically still alive, though we're definitely in the miracle territory. We'll see what they can do, and also I want to thank AMK for all those highlights, again, all this week and tonight on this game. Head to the highlight channel in Discord to see all of those great plays.
And we certainly appreciate that from AMK. And Georgia looking for the big play. There's the first huge play of the night. Danny Garcia, 39 yards, and they're going to run to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Pope, a little bit of missed coverage there, but not surprised. Garcia comes back and makes that catch.
That one underthrown. The wind might have actually helped them on that one. This one dumped off complete. Won't be able to get to the sideline. Jonathan Carr, 4 yards, and they're going to hurry things up again.
And this is what we've been waiting for with Georgia.
And now, again, in hurry-up mode, got to score quickly. Again, looking to take a shot, but not enough time to get this one off. Bray Flash once again dropped by Villarreal, his 3rd sack of the night. And it's been the Ohio State defense putting pressure on Flash all night long.
Yeah, really good hit. And at the end of the day here, Georgia, they need to score and they need an onside kick. If Ohio State gets the ball back in any fashion now, game over.
And just over a minute to go, 3rd and 14, obviously 4-down territory. Quick throw to the sideline, maybe give yourself a chance. Well, they're going to throw it quick, but underneath, they will have to call their first timeout. So definitely need a quick touchdown and the onside kick now.
16th tackle as well for White.
1 of 3 on 4th down here for Georgia. Has time, finds a receiver, complete. It's Dallas Jordan, 27 yards. They burn the second time out, but it's 1st and 10 from the 11.
And now we got some life. Langston is 8th tackle, but what a play.
They need to put it in the next couple of plays, though, and this is ruled incomplete. Flash able to get the arm going forward.
Georgia from the 11. They got to throw it, so maybe Steele, maybe Harrison, maybe Garcia. Let's see what they can do.
They named just about every one of their receivers, so one of them's got to make a play, right? There's a throw to the back of the end zone, and had a man but couldn't quite squeeze it in there to him.
And that was the target, Dallas Jordan, the one guy I didn't mention.
Well, so see, they listened to you and they said, we're going to go the one place
the other guy
nobody thinks we're going to go. Pressure coming, open receiver.
Oh.
Gary Harrison keeps the toes in bounds, and it is a Georgia touchdown.
Flip that. Oh, my goodness. And Harrison, no catches last week. This week, the hero for now if they can get the onside kick.
And as Tony pointed out in chat, toe, drag, swag, a big play. And now we've seen one onside kick recovered this season. That's not good news for Georgia because you don't see very many of them in a season. And Ohio State with the recovery, Gregorio Esteban may have just sealed the deal. And again, it would take a miracle for Georgia to get the ball back now.
You see some replays here. Honestly, a great game all around. Georgia making it close late, giving the broadcaster something to talk about, telling us, hey, stop talking about, thanking everybody. Game's still going on. And they got a great fit at the end. So thank you for them.
And they will use their last timeout. Going to make Ohio State snap it again. 43 seconds to go. It's still victory formation again for the Buckeyes. And again, they will have to snap it just one more time. But Cole, this one is in the books.
3 of 14 on third downs. That's the stat you want to see. Georgia's defense played lights out tonight.
Well, they have to snap it one more time, and it doesn't look like they're going to take a knee. So leaving something on the table, and Carroll gets 2, gets taken down, and the clock will hit 000. Ohio State defends home turf here in the Horseshoe, Cole. Let's start wrapping this thing up. It's been a great week 2.
Yeah, what a fun first 2 weeks. CFSL action continues in week 3. Monday on the podcast. We'll see you then. But Georgia and Ohio State come back with some great defense. Villarreal, your player of the game. Esteban set some records, a lot of first times. What a fun way to end week 2, Nate. See you next week.
Absolutely. 27-20 Ohio State with the win over visiting Georgia. With that, I'd like to say thank you to our associate producer, Austin Crow, our executive producer, Mike Peters, and of course, my broadcast partner for tonight's action, Cole Mantell. On behalf of the entire broadcast crew, I'm Nate Murphy. You've been watching the CFSL, presented by PX1 Sports right here on Twitch. Week 2 has come to an end. Week 3 will be here before you know it, and it brings conference play and the return of the MAC with it. So be sure to join us for the Inside the Blitz podcast, Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time, before everything kicks off in Week 3. Good night, everyone.